Welcome to Unbreakable Latina. Guys, welcome back to Unbreakable Latina. This is your host, Melina. I hope you're having an amazing day, whatever day you're listening to this on. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I took like a 2-week break from YouTube, but I'm back, and I think I'm going to continue to take breaks here and there just because the whole production of video podcasting is a lot of work, and sometimes it's just like I just want to relax and I want to do my podcast and then upload it and that's it. But with video, then I have to edit and then I have to line up the audio and it's a whole thing. So thank you guys for continuing to watch it. But if I need to take breaks, I will. So last week, I told you guys that I wasn't really feeling the video podcast. I was like in a little like I want to lay in my bed all day episode, and I definitely did. I listened to my body. I told you that I also have been very intentional with when my body says rest, I rest. So I'm glad I did because I had a really busy week, a work week. I was slammed like every day. I was working so much that let me tell you guys what happened Monday first. So Monday, I didn't wake up early to go to the gym, but I was like, oh, I'll go on a hike after work with my coworker, which we try to do at least once or twice a week. And we were planning on it, so it was really hot. Was it hot? No me acuerdo. Anyways, I was like, I don't want to go, but I didn't go to the gym, so we're gonna go. And then right when I'm about to leave my office, my mom calls me and she's like, hey, you need to come home because I think there's a snake in the house. And I'm like, wait, what? And our house, like I told you guys, I live in a rancho. So there's a lot of animals and I could believe there being a snake in my house. And I was like, what? My mom's like freaking out. Y le tengo fobia. I am so scared of snakes. And she sends me a picture. And I can't tell. I'm like, it looks like a lizard, but it also looks like a snake. And I'm showing my coworkers, like, what do you guys think it is? And they're like, it's a lizard. And some of them are like, it kind of does look like a snake. And then I'm like, calling people like, hey, like, do you know if animal control comes? And one of my friends was like, yeah, like, you just have to confirm that it's a snake. So I'm like, how am I going to confirm that it's a snake? So I drive home. Ni me acuerdo cómo llegué a mi casa because I was like, oh my God, like, what if the snake gets in? Like, what if it's alive? I just like, all these thoughts were going through my head. I'm like, what are we going to do? Like, this happens to people like in movies. It's never happened to me. No, I've seen people like on TikTok encounter snakes and I'm scared of them. I've seen like 1 or 2 when I'd been hiking and that was scary. But imagine at your home and I'm like, what if it had been in our house while we're sleeping? Y ahí anda. Ay, hasta me da escalofrío just talking about it. So anyways, I get home, I look at it and I'm like, Mom, it kind of looks like a lizard, but it's not moving. So there I am, like my mom was cutting some limes and I'm like, give me a piece of the one that you already used. So I threw it at it and it didn't move and it was underneath. It was in our laundry room, which it's a door from our kitchen, and then the laundry room, there's a door to go outside. So it probably came from outside. I threw something at it, it didn't move. It hadn't moved since the picture that my mom sent me because I was like, it has to be dead. So I got brave and I moved the washer. I moved it to the left and it was on the right. It was a dead lizard, you guys. So I was like, oh my God, it's dead, Mom. But the reason that my mom found it is because she found ants and we're like, where are the ants coming from? And she saw they were coming from the side of the washer. And it turns out that the animal had been dead God knows how long it had been there. But I think like on Fridays they cut our grass. So maybe like they were cutting grass and they cut the lizard because its tail was missing. Is it tail? I don't know. And don't come for me. I don't know reptiles. But yeah, the tail was missing and poor little guy. Like me da horror, pero like it was dead. And I'm scared of lizards, but I would much rather have a lizard than a snake. So that's how my Monday started. So a little chaotic. And the rest of the week just followed that pattern. Like work was crazy. Like every day I just felt like I would, end my day at 5. And then like I woke up and I'm there again. And I know a lot of us are feeling this way because I talk to friends of mine. They're like, dude, I'm so exhausted. I'm like, yeah, I'm so exhausted. Like, I don't have energy for anything. Like, I kind of been off on like my DM. So if you've DM'd me, I'm sorry. I just like have no energy after answering emails all day because that's what I do for a living. I am so tired of talking and like doing, like doing my 8 to 5 is draining, and I can't wait till the day that I don't have to do it. And I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it because I'm going to manifest that. And it's just been draining, and not feeling energetic is something that I hate. I hate feeling drained. And one of the days I was at work and I was having a really good day, although I was busy, like I was having a good day. And then I got up from my desk, I was talking to my coworker, and I was like, whoa, like I feel dizzy. I was like, whoa, what's wrong with me? Is this vertigo? And it was like right before work was over. So it was like 4 o'clock. I'm off at 5, and my coworker's like, if you don't feel good, just go home. I'm like, no, I need to finish my work because tomorrow, like, what if like I feel worse tomorrow and then I don't come in? I rush home, and I get home and I'm telling my mom, like, I do not feel good. Like, me siento mareada. I feel like throwing up. And then she's like, I'm mejor estás dehydrated. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I kind of didn't drink a lot of water today and it was hot. And I go get a liquid IV. And if you're looking to save some money, use Unbreakable_Latina for 25% off plus free shipping. This is not an ad, but kind of an ad. But it worked. Like, luego me empecé a sentir bien. I drank like 4 cups of water. I laid down. My head was pounding. I was dehydrated, you guys. I was dehydrated. So drink your water. Don't forget. Don't be like me. Y andaba desmayándome ahí en el trabajo. It was so embarrassing. No, it wasn't embarrassing. No one saw. But still, like, I just didn't feel good. And I was supposed to go hiking after. And I'm like, I do not feel good. So my week was kind of like off, okay? And I was so ready for Friday to come. And all I had for Friday on my agenda was go get them nails did. So I went to get my nails done. It was period week too, so like I was eating chocolate, I was eating anything in sight. I was eating. And I went to Taco Bell, and you guys know I don't really eat fast food, so I was in the trenches. I went to Taco Bell. That's like my guilty pleasure. It was so gross that I regretted it. I was like, I should have gone somewhere else. Like, that's what I get for eating crappy. And then Friday, I finished watching Love is Blind, the new episodes. Oh my God, cringe, but I can't stop watching it. Let me know if you guys are watching it. What do you guys think? Like, I think those people are all crazy. And to think that I wanted to sign up for that. I'm just kidding. My coworkers were always joking around like, hey, we're gonna sign you up, but that's insane, that show. Like, there's so much that's coming to light, like on social media, if you guys follow. And yeah, that was my whole week was crazy. What else happened to me? I don't even remember what happened to me. It was all a blur. The snake thing, the dizzy thing. So this weekend I had planned a girls' day with Angela, and I was really looking forward to it. So yesterday I planned on like getting up early, and I slept in for once. So 8 o'clock. And then I just cleaned my house all day till she came. Then we took off. We went to eat. We went to a couple of breweries. And it was such a good time. We were laughing. We were putting music from like the old times. Old times, yeah, somos viejitas. And, just like bonding with my friend. And we were thinking like, man, are we going to be like those old ladies? Like, oh, that was a bop. That used to be the bop. And we're like listening to freaking old Drake and like Tyga, and it just made me feel good to relive those moments. And I'm like, damn, like we had our good times. So I had like 2 drinks, and this morning I woke up like at 4 in the morning thirsty, and I was just like, oh, I kind of had a little headache, and I didn't get drunk, but I can't drink anymore. Maybe I'm allergic to drinking. I don't drink that often. So yesterday I didn't think anything of it. And then I woke up all dehydrated, had to go to the restroom. And then like I couldn't go back to sleep. And then I slept for another 30 minutes. And then I woke up again. And I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to wake up for the gym. So I got up. I went to the gym. And the gym definitely gave me energy. I went to wash my car. I got gas. I cleaned again. I got ready for the podcast. I made breakfast. Like, starting your morning with the gym definitely makes such a difference, because I thought to myself, if I would have just laid there, I would have been just like dreading getting up and like, toda media crudilla. but I went and I feel good. And now I'm here recording with you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for all your support. The sweaters are almost gone, and I know I keep talking about this merch. It's gonna happen. It's just like I've been going through things and just not como sin ganas, okay? And like October, I said it's gonna be a new month, new goals, and I definitely had a little rough start, After my last episode last week, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and yeah, I have goals, but I think what Angela and I talked about yesterday is like trying to break down your goals, right? Like work on it for like 30 minutes. She's like, just break it down. You don't have to do it all at once. And one thing that I have to work on is like go big or go home, right? I'm the type of person that I want to complete, like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right, and I'm going to do it, like, at once. And that's my problem, that I need to, like, divide it into times, and my sister has told me this, too, and I need to work on that. And that's something that one of my goals for October is just to break down like my projects into like work on it for 30 minutes and give myself even like a little timer. I don't know. That's just a tip I have. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I think it's a good start to like starting all my little other projects. But life is good. I can't complain. Even though nothing's happening, I was telling Angela that I'm gonna start doing things for the plot. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok or like on Instagram, like do it for the plot. So from this day forward, I'm doing stuff for the plot. I'm saying yes to more things. Like when people invite me, I've been saying no a lot because I just don't have energy. But like my life is kind of boring, so I need to like add some spice. So I might be doing something later for the plot today. Not sure. I'll let you guys know if I go or if I don't go. Don't know if I'm feeling it, but I shouldn't go, but sounds kind of fun for the plot. Anyways, on today's episode, I wanted to talk about giving your immigrant parents grace. Like, right? Like being a first generation, we talk a lot and we bond about generational curses and like the generational trauma and how hard it is on us. But like sometimes I think that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I as a kid, I didn't think about all the things my parents gave up when they came to this country. I never realized how much they struggled and how, like life goes on and you just keep going because this is what you're used to, but you don't think about like everything that they've been through. And recently, like, I've been really, like, when starting this podcast, like, I just been really, like, in tune with, like, wow, like, I have trauma, of my upbringing. I can't imagine the trauma that my parents had. And the other day, I was having a conversation with my mom. I don't even know how it started. I don't know. I think it's because I was telling her how I make everything into a business. Like, someone pops up an idea and, like, me with my business oriented mind, granted I should use it more or sell these ideas because I have all these ideas for businesses. Like someone says something, I'm like, how cool would it be if you had this? And everybody's like, oh my god, that'd be so cool, how did you come up with that? I don't know, I'm just a genius. No, but we're talking about like business. And my mom was telling me how when she was little, like she would try to make more money because they were so poor that like any little chance she had to flip like money, she would do it. Like let's say su abuelita le daba dinero. Like her grandma would give her money, and then she's like, okay, with this money, I'm gonna go buy sugar, limones, and then ice to make limonada. I'll sell it for more at the soccer games. And her and my uncle would go and sell limonada at the soccer games, and just telling me like all these stories that I never knew. Okay, I never knew, and it got me thinking of like how much stuff like do I not know about my parents? Because I'm so busy caught up with myself and like what's going on in this life. Like I'm over here healing my inner child, but I want to hear about my parents' inner child. And granted, like I'm so lucky to have my mom. I don't know what my dad's childhood was like because I don't have a relationship with my dad. Side note, I did see a picture of my dad recently. He's in Mexico. And like my friend asked me like, how did you feel when you saw it? And I'm like, indifferent. Like I'm glad he's okay, he's alive, but like at the same time I'm like, you're fine without us, we're fine without you. That kind of sucks. But like like I was telling my mom, like life goes on, and Maybe one day he's gonna come back into the picture. But like, I wish I could ask him these questions, like, how was your life? Not me getting emotional. I did my makeup. But like thinking of how was your upbringing? Like, why? Like, I wish I could ask him how was his upbringing and like why did he act the way he acted? And like thinking back, I just think like, wow, like my mom was like 13 when she came over here, not knowing the language, leaving her home behind, all her friends that she knew to come to a country where she only had her brothers and her mom, which she's so lucky to have because my dad didn't have that. My dad came with one brother and like a bunch of friends. But imagine my dad was 15 when he came over here. Like, how scary. I can't imagine me going to another country at 15 years old, not knowing the language, not knowing everything. Like, that shit's scary. Like, me traveling alone still me da como like temor, like I'm still a little like hesitant to do it. But like imagine moving to a whole other country. Like I can't even think about like leaving my whole family behind, everything I know. Like if I were to leave here, leave my brother, my sister, my niece, my mom, my uncle, my aunt, my cousins, my friends, and just go somewhere by myself and figure it out, a country where I don't know the language, a country where I don't know how things run, where like there's racism because you're not from here. Like how rough was that? And I think we just need to give our parents grace because although there is a lot of generational curse, a lot of generational trauma, like just imagine what they have been through and what they had to navigate to give us everything we have right now, all the opportunities. And I don't know, my heart's just been heavy on that and thinking about like how sometimes we just go about our lives and take that for granted. And I myself have taken it for granted. Like I said, as a kid, I never thought about these things. Now that I'm getting older, like I'm more in tune with my emotions. I'm more in tune with the fact that like your upbringing like really affects you, and like the relationship you have with your parents affects you, with your siblings, with the family. Did you feel safe? Did you not feel safe? Like did they feel safe coming here? Like I could only imagine. Like my mom tells me stories about how my grandma used to go to work and like all my uncles used to go to work. She would stay home with the youngest ones, and like my grandma would tell her like, do not open the door for anybody. Like if somebody knocks, like just tell them to come later when your mom's back. The fear, you couldn't even go outside because like they didn't want anything to happen to them because they didn't know their way around. And she was telling me like, oh, we struggled so much. She was getting emotional and I was getting emotional like thinking about it. But I'm like, but you did so good. Like look at what you built and look at the opportunities that you guys gave us. Like, and I started telling her, and it's just like I felt it in my heart to like talk about this because I think sometimes like we're so busy like thinking about ourselves and like healing ourselves for like our kids or our future kids, or like if you currently have a family and you're trying to heal from your traumas, like get to know your parents while you have them here. Like ask them to tell you a story. Like I think we just need to like give them grace for everything they've been through. And I don't think about like my life hasn't been easy, but imagine how their life has been. Like it's been rough. So next time that you lose like your patience, like telling your parents like, oh my god, like why do I always have to remember your passwords, why do I have to do everything for you, like think about everything they give up. And yeah, I know sometimes I joke around with my mom and I'm like, si sabe poner en Facebook, ¿por qué no sabes cómo like to pay your bills? But like if it wasn't for all the sacrifices that my parents made, I wouldn't have gone to college. I wouldn't like have everything I have now, the ability to travel. When I travel too, like I think about that. And that's why I want to bring my mom around all the time because she didn't get the opportunity to do that. And I like seeing her. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, why are you taking so many pictures? Stop taking pictures. And I'm like, catch myself. And I'm like, this is her healing her inner child. She didn't get these opportunities. This is like easy for you. But she did so much. And my dad as well. They did so much to give us everything we have. And although it wasn't perfect, they worked with what they had. So I wanted to do this episode just to remind you that although like, sometimes we have, like for me, I don't have a relationship with my dad.
But like if you do have your parents, or like you have a chance to get to know them, get to know them. Not everybody has the opportunity to ask those questions, or tell me about your childhood. Like, what's your favorite memory? Like, check in with them. They want to talk to you. Give them grace, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have all the opportunities we have today. And people might, this might be controversial to some people, like, oh my god, like, no, my parents traumatized me. But you don't know what they had to go through, or if you do, you don't understand, because a lot of times, like, back in the day, like, people wouldn't really talk about their feelings, and now, like, we have social media, and we're like sharing with people, and we're connecting with others that had similar upbringings, that have similar traumas, and just like, building a community. Like, they didn't have this. They didn't have the ability to connect with someone like the amigas that I make that are in Chicago, and like we talk, and I never met them, but like I understand what they've been through, and we share stories, and like they didn't have that. They kept it all internally. So like I just want to say that give your immigrant parents some grace and be thankful for the opportunities you have. It wasn't perfect. We have some traumas, but we could work on them, and we could heal together. We can heal. Juntos podemos. To heal together and be better for future generations. But like, what a blessing to be here and have this opportunity to talk about these subjects. And like, if you have your parents, get to know them, get to know what their childhood was like. And I think once I started working on myself, and I started thinking like how much childhood does affect you, I realized that, like, like, I don't know what my dad's upbringing was like, because he was never really vocal. Like, I wonder if he was still in my life, if he would even open up about that, because he wasn't the type of person to be like emotional occasionally, but not all the time. And just see, like, what was your childhood like, and then give them grace, like, give them grace, because they worked with what they had. They didn't know, like, it's okay to express emotions. Machismo, you know how that is in our culture. Like, if you shed a tear, I know, es vieja, or this or that. They weren't able to express themselves for the fear of getting made fun of by their parents, by their family members. Oh, no llores, eres vieja. O, esta vieja llora porque es bien chillona, or whatever. Like, it was frowned upon to show emotion. And I feel like as I get older, I understand more why my parents did the things they did. They didn't know better, and they worked with what they had. And I'm so happy to have all the opportunities that I have, and that I get to share with, like, my niece, or if I have children, or if my sister has kids. Like, I get to share these opportunities because of all the sacrifices my parents made. So I just rambled this whole episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was something that I was feeling in my heart, that I needed, like, a reminder, because I had a reminder this week, and I was just like, whoa. Sometimes I think we all take things for granted, and we need to take a step back and realize that, yeah, things weren't perfect, but we had a bunch of opportunities that they didn't have. And although life is hard, imagine how hard it was for them. And even if maybe you are an immigrant child that came here, as a kid, and to a foreign country, like, my heart goes out to you. Life is tough, and, not everybody has a simple upbringing. I think a lot of us do have, like, trauma. Everybody's family has issues. No matter who you talk to, always some sort of drama. Like, that's how people connect, and it just happens. And just appreciate what you have, and appreciate your parents for what they gave you, because they did a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and me crying. I know you guys miss me crying, but I don't know, me sentía muy emocional today. So thank you so much for continuing to listen to me and support me. Thank you for your reviews. They mean a lot to me. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Follow me at Unbreakable Latina on Instagram and TikTok. Follow me on subscribe to my YouTube, and don't forget to be a baddie, don't be a saddie, and have an amazing week. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.